Okay, if you see my videos before, I got entrapped through biofeedback in inner clenched tension thing, in which my thoughts also have to go through the inner clenched tension into everything on the exterior. Thoughts become shallow within they get stuck inside of myself, stuck in the inner clench, and then the tension that I create, it like hurts, it's painful. It can depend on how hard, it can go into degrees of pain, depending on how hard I'm stuck into it versus how much I'm getting a sense of the exterior and the tension at the same time. But all the tension has to break completely. The tension has to go away in order to be able to escape out of it. And I have so many methods of doing it. It's like, but I just really want to perfect it as far as what to do first. Number one, that's been a struggle. I was saying before, to first you got to get selfish before you can get into a compassionate state, right? And that is true. And a big product of that is so in that inner clench, you get dissociated, and it's like your thoughts are not first person. Your thoughts are not. It's like the thoughts. In order to do the tension, it's almost like it's stuck in an unconfidence, unconfidence combo. It's like it like happens simultaneously, right? Like the tension just wipes out the confidence immediately. It wipes out the positive thinking, happiness, whatever, instantly within it. In the inner clench, you feel like, no, I need to get a sensation on the exterior. I need to do that. But whenever I do that, like say I properly get more of a concentration on the exterior, what happens is, in order to properly get a feel on, you like have to get in your own body first. So the number one step is always getting grounded within your own body, like your whole body on one whole, and like thinking about getting in that body to like think about the tension and to control it more, get more inside of your own body, your whole body, get inside of your whole body, and start get those thoughts thinking about controlling your own body, just controlling your own body, getting in your body and controlling it. So that is always going to be the first step, and that goes in conjunction with the idea of like I'm being like the self. I am selfishly going to care about my own feelings, right? Of my own feelings, getting into the feeling of the good. So that can be part of the process of the grounding inside of your own body. You're trying to get into your own body, because the thing about the inner clench is that, yeah, you do the inner clench, but it's almost like your thoughts go outside your body, like almost. So you need to actually bring it all back into your body, getting into your body, right? And then you can get more of a sensation on the exterior. And let's wait a while before we start focusing on trying to get the sensation onto the exterior, because the point is that when you get stuck in an inner clench for a long enough time, your just subconscious instincts are going to try to do an inner clench into the exterior, and that's what needs to be broken. So getting grounded into your own body and breaking that clench of tension, just staying within your own body, just staying with your own body. So the next step is, thinking of the feelings of the exterior environment, getting your focus on the exterior, a clear vision of the exterior. That's going to come without a gut feeling. Okay, we know what the number one goal is. We have a strong sense of our own body. We have a strong, lax sense of our whole body as a whole, right? And there's a gut feeling coming out of us from here to here, and our thoughts are really on the exterior, and they're really paying attention with a very clear feel of the exterior. Our gut sensations are all sensing the exterior, while our thoughts are very vivid in moving within all of the gut feelings. Our thoughts are like connected with the gut feelings, and we're just, thinking of, and then we can just think about everyone else. Then we're not going to be in the first step of really thinking about ourselves and focusing on ourselves feeling good. But in order to get there, you have to first think of yourself, get inside of your own body, okay? And get in control of your own body. It's really like, it really makes sense that it's like our body really is like a ship or an automobile. And this is really like getting inside of the ship, inside of the automobile, and getting in control, taking and figuring out all the controls and everything of it, right? Because that's what you have to do before you get in the car and start driving it and get into the controls of it. And in your body, it's like that too. When you get fucked up like this. So that will be the first step. Now we have gotten in control of our body. And then in those same type of thoughts that really start controlling your own body, that really gets inside of it and really breaks that tension, right? This is the subtle part. This is the part that's the not. So you try to do that. You can try to do that, and you can do it through trying to do it. But the subtle part in which you're thinking transfers in to the connection of the somatic feelings. Because the subtle part is that you're thinking now. All you need is the thinking to not be connected to the inner clench. And then, so the thinking then will be a nothingness. The thoughts are a nothingness, not connected to inner clench. Now they are a nothingness. But you're like, but aren't the thoughts supposed to be connected to the somatic feelings? Well, don't try for that. Because that is like an innate process that just kind of happens. And the way you can get it to happen is much more easy for it to just start happening on its own. Just more focus, get into whatever you're thinking. This is the distraction mechanism part of it. So as long as the tension is broken from the thoughts, now start thinking of visualizations. So by getting into your own body too, you're getting grounded in the first person. But I'm saying more so like, because when you think of grounding, you don't necessarily think so much as grounded inside your whole body all at one. You usually think more of the getting a sense of your feelings getting a sense of the touch feelings of your feet on the ground, the touch feelings of your hand on the wall or whatever, the touch feelings of what does that feel like, touch. Okay, so that's good too, yes, but as long as those are flowing in the way in which the actual touching is not connected to inner clench at the same time, you know what I mean? So the thoughts are flowing in that direction, and then you're able to touch everything. And now the reason why, so the touching of everything is important because it's all about the tension not being there. It's all about that being broken. Okay? When the thoughts are starting to reconnect to your gut feelings, and the thoughts get farther out within those feelings, because the gut feelings are kind of like on the sensations of not just what I'm actually touching, but also think about this wall here, that wall there. They both feel the same. I know what it feels like here, but I'm not touching that wall, but I'm thinking about how it feels, how it feels the same as this wall, okay? And I have this gut feeling of everything around me and how it feels. Most importantly, I'm still grounded within my own body as I start thinking that, as I start feeling that. And this is such a do nothing thing. Do nothing in that you're just thinking about it without the inner clench. That has to be broken, that's all. But yes, you do want to think about it, but it's almost like in order for your thoughts to start rolling without trying to add that inner clench to it, it's almost like that part is the distraction method, because you will be thinking. I'm like, at first you're like, I don't know if I'm thinking or not. That's why you want to add the inner clench to it. Like you're trying to get your thoughts to actually have a feeling. Which, they do start to have a feeling when they reconnect to the gut feeling flow. But it is a totally different kind of feeling than being connected to the inner clench. And but number one step for sure, for some reason, you have to get inside of your own body and get in control of it. That's kind of like the get in the first person. My thoughts are coming straight out of my head. And when I think of myself doing something, I'm thinking of myself doing it. In like the thoughts of me doing things are of me doing them in that first person way. If you play a first person shooter, the only thing you're seeing is the gun shooting. You're not zoomed out seeing the body doing it, right? And in the inner clench, when you try to think about yourself doing something, you will be thinking, and the thoughts are so shallow, but in those shallow thoughts, which are even hard to even notice, it'll be more third person-y usually, not first person. Okay. So, but yeah, once you'll get to that point when you're getting in your thoughts in the first person, and then your thoughts will also be feeling good, because we're going to get to that where I'm trying to make all the thoughts positive, trying to get but your gut feeling has to return in connection with the somatic. Your somatic feelings have to get back reconnected to all your thinking before you can even really get into the point of being just really focused out of it. But it starts with me getting inside of myself. I'm going to selfishly try to make my own self feel good. I'm getting inside of my own self. Okay? And then, yes, I'm going to try to get more into the thoughts of what things feel like. Where is my hand? Feel like to the touch. Okay? And then, yes, I'm going to get my thoughts more into what that wall feels like. Where is my hand? What that wall feels like to the touch. Well, I mean, whatever. It doesn't have to be a wall. Everything. What all that stuff is feeling like to the touch. And that is what will then drive somatic feelings into that. So like gut feelings, when you start getting that through like a thought generated process though, and the thoughts, of course, no tension connected to them anymore. So then that brings you like this relaxed gut feeling feel towards all that shit. It's all about no inner clench there anymore. No tension in the head anymore. No tension in the body anymore. Yes, first you had to get inside of yourself. Grounded inside of yourself. Then grounded on the touch. I mean, you can pretty much skip that. I don't know. Then grounded into the touch of what... Where's my hand? The touch of what I'm not feeling. Wherever my finger is, wherever the camera is. What does that touch feel like? I'm feeling it with my gut feelings now. All right. Well, then I end, and then also check back in. Are you staying grounded inside of your own body? So the body is staying relaxed. It's staying no clench in the body as I'm sensing the exterior. And then that is bringing more of a feeling to all of it. Keep sensing that exterior in this way, but staying in control of your own body. Grounded in your own body at the same time as you're sensing the exterior. Grounded in your own body. So you're just trying to get these thoughts totally disconnected from any tension and reconnected to somatic feelings. Okay? And that's a good way of doing it. I don't know of another way of doing it. But, and then I'm thinking, like, do I have to try to, like, get a sensations of what everything feels like that I'm not feeling? Well, I'm not too sure about if you have to, but I believe that you might have to. Because, okay, so once that gut feeling has a sensation on everything, the thing is, once that is held, that sensation is there, once you are in your own body at the same time, in the touch sensations are there at the same time, and then you're thinking about all kinds of other stuff, but all of this is still there. So all this is, so I'm still in my, a first person self. I'm inside of my body, right? And I'm having a sensation on the exterior. Sensations on the exterior. Okay. And then also, my thoughts are also roaming within the first person, whatever. Just that distraction mechanism with my thoughts start rolling in play with all of this. And the thoughts feel more externalized, more not coming from your head, but more coming from the gut sensations of the exterior more. Not necessarily coming from it, but it's like the thoughts are farther out of you rather than stuck into you. Because when you internally clench, the thoughts, which will be much more shallow, but they will feel very much inside, like in that inner clench, really connected. Because they literally are really connected into the internal clench. And it's all about breaking that, getting into the opposite of that. But yeah, and then because like I got it so habitual to do it, and then I get zombied into it. Obviously, I've never wanted to do it, but I really have to concentrate on trying to keep those thoughts, maybe rolling in a more positive direction. I once I get into that funniness, trying to be funny all the time, feeling, then I really get focused into that, and I just stay that way. But yeah, you have to. So this has to be your new personality now. It's a totally different personality. This one's a confident personality. This one's like funny and stuff. The other one inside of the internal clench is a total zombie, and it's frightened. So it's like scared and unconfident. It's like you're stuck in the internal tension, but it's also stuck in an internal tension combined with unconfident thoughts. It happens. It's almost like I use unconfident fear thoughts to make the tension harder, even though it was all about doing a physical inner clench. So it's just really hard to describe. That very, but it's not important either way. So it is. You are trying to get the thoughts in that more confident, happy, positive direction. At the same time or whatever. But yeah, so let's go through that again. First thing is getting into your body, getting grounded into your body, and feeling that, trying to think about controlling it, controlling your body. Just get inside your body even deeper and deeper, or something like that, really take control of your body and get this shit relaxed, okay? And then I'd say try to get more of a thought-driven sensation on that exterior. Sure, think about what it feels like here. Sure, try to make it like more of a thought about what that feels like over there that you're not touching. And then you're really trying to think what your ultimate goal is. My ultimate goal is that my somatic feelings are on the sensations of everything within my field of vision, right? On what everything feels like, right? Once you start getting your thoughts rolling and stuff, then this will all hold like that, but you won't have to obviously keep thinking about what everything feels like. In fact, you don't at all. Once the thoughts get rolling, clicked in the way that they're supposed to roll and stuff with your feelings and stuff, then all you do is just keep thinking within those thoughts in that same way in which you're clicked into this way of thinking. And I'm just trying to describe this innate way in which people think and feel if they don't get sucked into the hell, But once you're in it, once you're into that back, re-clicked and recalibrated into it in that sort of way, then all you do is just keep, you just keep thinking, really. You just don't think about one thing, which is the fear of the inner clench, really. Or and then you're pretty good. Like everything is so much more under your control when your thoughts are rolling in the way that are more vivid and connected with your feelings. Then it's so easy to control everything else just by choosing your thinking. Then wow. Ay. Damn it. I wish I... Man. Because a lot of times what I'll do right now is like turn off the video and just like go back to like just not staying focused on what I've just described as far as how you get out of this shit. So, no, don't do that. Yeah, because it does take a lot of effort. And yes, I say a lot of it is subtle, where it's almost about not making an effort of it. It's that thoughts, because when I first did the biofeedback interlocked attention, I did it within my thoughts, trying to clench my thoughts into everything too. And that was just trying to do it as hard as I could. That part is, everything's got to be the opposite in order to switch it to the opposite, right? That part, especially so, is you're not doing it hard. It's like a not trying method. That's a method in which your thoughts flow away from doing inner clench at the same time. That part of it is just they just will. And if you concentrate too hard on trying to make that happen, then it's just not going to work as well or whatever, That part is the distraction method. But the other things, as far as keeping my thoughts onto the exterior environment, that's a little bit of an effort, which I'm like, I'm going to get myself feeling grounded within my own body. Okay. No, I'm going to choose to not be worried about anything. What am I worried about? I'll check it off. Oh, I'll get that all taken care of. All I got to do is get out of the tension. Everything's taken care of, no problem. So now I'm going to get out of the tension. So all those worries they're nothing to be worried about. Yeah, because once the thoughts start rolling in and they're not connected, then the thoughts get really fast and really deep. And then even too, like, this is the time when it helps to go out and do a job or do some sort of working thing. Because now that the thoughts are disconnected the tension, now I want to get the thoughts, like almost to force myself to get the thoughts to start rolling heavier and more focused on the right here, right now, what I'm presently doing, and the thoughts of the whole plan of it and all that stuff. But when you get really locked into that crap where there's the transition, this transition is not starting at all, then you can just be locked. You can just do everything like a zombie, like not very well, but while constantly in pain. So you say like, oh, go to work and try to think of other things. You'll be going to work and you'll be doing the inner clench as you try to think about it. That's not the way to get out of it. It won't be successful. You know what I mean? So you have to start out with getting the thoughts disconnected from the inner tension, getting the inner tension to not be there. And that number one first step is to get grounded in the control of your whole body. Because a lot of times I would forget about that part and just be trying to focus on the exterior. I was thinking of that as grounding. This is just grounding. This is my grounding. No. That will help, but first you have to get inside your own body before you can start even doing that part. And after inside of your own body, then getting gut feelings on the exterior. Get inside your own body, then get gut feelings on the exterior. But the problem is, if I go hard on this, it's like, how do I go hard but also keep the attention not hard? It's like hard in just the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because you want a hard gut feeling of it, but that is thought generated in a thought generation that does not include internal tension into the thoughts, but just thoughts themselves that are, and then the grounded feeling that you're going to get, the gut feeling, is coming more so. I mean, it's totally disconnected from inner clench, but maybe it's more like muscle, maybe more muscle. Because a lot of the biggest problem is trying to not do inner clench, like the concentration, like overly trying to not do the inner clench is also a product of not being able to fully escape it. It's so, once it all clicks in and you feel that feeling of what it is, when it's all clicked in and you're thinking and everything deep and the feelings are all flowing with everything, it's so weird. But then it's like that. This is what I'm trying to describe. But even the description is not that of what actually clicks into all place. So that's why it's just kind of like, maybe all of the techniques all at once. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But once you start thinking and you start like kind of leading your way towards this, you understand. You're just thinking. You just keep thinking. You just keep thinking, and then and then you thoughts start getting deeper, and then you're just thinking and thinking, distracted, and then you're out of it, and you're like, oh, this is how it all feels. But it's basically in the same genre. But it's all right. Talk to you later.